Good evening. This is B. Nagesh, retired civil servant, MA in Political Science and Public Administration. We do one unit in the GS3 paper 2020. So GS3 2020, we are starting an analysis of this GS3 paper. GS3 basically comprises agriculture, economy, science, technology and environment, internal security, disaster management. So these are the 5 units of General Studies paper 3. In General Studies paper 3, we take up a question on science and technology, that is digital initiatives in the aid of COVID management. 250 words, 15 marks. So the country went through a bad phase of the COVID epidemic, and only now we have started the vaccination campaign. The question is, how far has technology helped in COVID management? Answer in 250 words, 15 marks. So in this, basically we speak of the digital initiatives. First we have an introduction to the answer. We speak of the digital initiatives. Then we highlight the issues of concern. First, a general introduction. Digital technology has been integrated into policy planning and healthcare. Now, planning for the pandemic, the enunciation of policies, proper healthcare, all this has been given a new impetus with digital technology. So digital technology has been integrated into policy planning and healthcare in COVID management. Now at different stages of the pandemic, different types of initiatives were brought into place. First, tracking the disease activity through data dashboards, migration maps, and real-time data from smartphones. So the first initiative taken by the government was tracking the disease activity. So tracking it through the data dashboards. In fact, when the pandemic started, after some time we used to have the data dashboards almost every day. We used to get the data on the tracking of the disease through then migration maps, real-time data from smartphones. Then screening. How was screening done for the affected? Artificial intelligence, thermal cameras, information on prevalence and clusters of information. So basically, the second thing initiative what the government did was getting information on the prevalence of the disease and clusters of infection. Once the information was obtained on the prevalence and clusters, the next stage was planning and tracking. Now planning and tracking to avoid spread of the disease. So technology was used for tracking the cases. Then health checks for airline travelers. This was the first thing that was done. Allocation of resources for healthcare and increase in bed capacity. Once the planning and tracking was in place, the systems for planning and tracking, the next important thing which the government faced was tracing the contacts, primary and secondary contacts. Then the GPS data from the vehicles. So the strategy of the government after contact tracing was identifying and isolating the affected. The prominent app which the government introduced during this period, the Aptamitra app, helped in locating, and it would warn you of any case close to you. So it was an app which helped in contact tracing both primary and secondary contacts. Then the next stage of quarantine and self-isolation. China's QR code, China adopted the color codes indicating low, medium, and high risk. This was a feature in China's tackling the pandemic. So this was a very remarkable way of tracking them and putting the affected in quarantine and for mild cases in self-isolation. So technology also was used for surveillance through drone cameras to monitor gatherings. See, government made it a point that there should not be large crowds. Social distancing had to be maintained. In spite of that, there were umpteen number of parties and umpteen number of cases wherein the large congregations were there. So government adopted the policy of drone cameras to monitor the gatherings, and also monitoring of the self-isolated was another digital initiative. Now coming to critical management. So critical management for people with mild symptoms, virtual care platforms using video conferencing and digital monitoring. So video conferencing and digital monitoring to deliver. In the US, this method was used for remote healthcare for chronic and mild patients in the US. In India also, provisions for clinical management for mild cases was there, that is using video conferencing and monitoring. Now we have spoken about the technology in the aid of COVID management. Now why technology is not of much use or what are the issues of concern? In the first place, we speak of remote areas, the hilly terrain, or areas not connected, which are remote habitations. They face restricted access to broadband signals. So, mapping these people in case somebody is infected becomes a big problem for the government. That is, remote areas face restricted access to broadband signals. Then again, investment in infrastructure. See, when the pandemic started, we had to import everything, even the personal protection equipment, the PPEs. Later on, we started manufacturing them. Then investment in infrastructure to tackle the pandemic, whether it is the emergency kits or whether it is the oxygen supplies or whether it is increasing the bed capacity. So investment in infrastructure, and what happens is diversion of resources from other areas to the health sector, and again in investment in infrastructure, the uh, problem of absentee doctors, shortage of doctors and paramedical staff in the governmental sector, and the facilities available in the private sector are exorbitant, out of reach of the common man. So this investment in infrastructure was a major issue of concern. Issues of privacy. When we are collecting so much of data, like in the Aptamitra app or any other app for that matter, too many details are collected in the name of the patient. Now, what guarantees and then who will access? I mean, who will store all these data? Who can access this data? What happens if there is a leakage of information? See, the Putsami case rightly pointed out the issue of privacy, and the Supreme Court clearly said that right to freedom of speech and expression includes right to privacy. Right to privacy not only in the to the individual but also in group gatherings. The individual has to be protected. So the issues of privacy are a major problem in digital technology. Then while we are speaking of persons with comorbidities, we are speaking of the treatment to the affected. What about the individuals with mental illness or the people with disabilities? How are they going to be treated? How are they going to be brought into the or what I'm asking is, how will we reach out to these people in the pandemic. Then everywhere we are speaking of the Chinese model, but what happens? The Chinese model may not be relevant in other countries. What worked in China may not work for the other countries. Finally, we speak of lack of trained personnel, whether it is X-ray technician, whether it is a lab technician, whether it is the paramedical staff, whether it is the other supporting personnel in treating the people affected by the pandemic. So this is another issue. So digital management is all right, but to tackle digital management of the pandemic, these are the related issues the policymakers are facing. As I told you, it is not merely digitization, but the problem of infrastructure, equipping the government hospitals with necessary infrastructure, with necessary beds, the oxygen supplies, then the necessary medicines, and the budget. Then issues of privacy, we spoke of how the collection of so much of data is leading to issue of privacy. We also spoke of the Putswamy case and the observations of the Supreme Court that right to privacy is a part of the right to freedom of speech and expression. So who will monitor the data? Who will see? Then finally, what happens to the data collected? Who will store it? Where? And what happens? There is a leakage of information of an individual. So issues of privacy. Then, as I said, apart from the vulnerable groups who find it difficult to get treatment, what about the individuals with mental illness? How are they going to be, or how will their needs be catered to in the time of the pandemic? Then we also spoke of how the Chinese model may not be all that relevant in other countries. What worked in China may not necessarily work for the other countries. Finally, we speak of the lack of trained personnel. Trained personnel, it could be the paramedical staff, it could be the supporting staff. Then we also spoke of, when we said lack of infrastructure, the shortage of doctors and trained faculty in various fields of medicine and their supporting staff. So all this comes in the way of effective handling of the pandemic, and so these things you should mention in your answer when you're speaking about technology in the aid of COVID management. Technology in the aid of COVID management, of course, very good. The digital initiatives, how the digital initiatives helped us for screening, tracking, isolation, contact tracing of the primary and secondary contacts. It helped in quarantine and self-isolation. Then the drone technology, surveillance helped us to monitor gatherings. So all this, and finally clinical management, virtual care platforms, video conferencing, and digital monitoring to deliver remote healthcare. Of course, all this are the plus points of digital technology, which has helped in managing the COVID pandemic and helping the country flatten the curve. But side by side, apart from the digital initiatives, we have to highlight in the answer the related issues that we have said they are the issues of concern. So this is how you would be answering a question on technology in the aid of COVID management. Thank you.